Hey, what's up, guys? Back at another podcast for Take That L. Here with everybody. Down a man right now, but we'll see if we can get any other guests on the next podcast and get things rolling. I think in the news right now, we wanted to talk a little bit about the Epic Games lawsuit that happened and the ramifications for the gaming sphere.
Yeah, so it came out today that Epic Games is settling with the FTC for like 520 million, which is settled upon. So it's not like it's in process. Like they've actually agreed to that for both penalties and refunds. So it's based around like how they're handling their default settings and then also their refund policy. And kind of the predatory practices around how they advertise and market to children that are playing their game. So this is probably one of the largest lawsuits that I've seen against a gaming company. I don't know if you guys can recall any that are bigger than this one.
No, I mean, aside from Google, getting fined because of privacy agreements and everything, but this has to be one of the biggest ones in recent too. Part of that 520 million is 245 of that is getting refunds to customers who were allegedly harmed by these design choices that were claimed deceptive, which I would like to see what the design choices that were deceptive are, saying that like these 13-year-olds were tricked into spending all this money. Well, not 13-year-olds, but under the age of 13 without their parents' consent. But I mean, how tricky can it be for somebody? I mean, I feel like it's more on the parents' side.
What exactly was breaking? Like, what exactly was the predatory practice?
Yes, let me read here. So there's two separate complaints. The first one is around like collecting personal information for children that are under 13. Okay. So they were collecting like voice chat and text chat things at default for everybody. So you didn't have to like say, are you okay with this or are you above 13? So that was I think that's the $275 million fine.
Yeah, that's pretty illegal.
That they're getting just because like
that.
Exactly. So that's the largest penalty ever levied for violating an FTC rule. So that's the first one, and the 245 million refunds. FCC did it. So it says it's counterintuitive, inconsistent, and confusing button configuration, where players could incur charges through a single press of a button. So like you could be in sleep mode and then like try to turn on your game system, and then you would charge the card just by hitting a single button. Like, on PlayStation, like you have to go through like the multiple steps to go to the PlayStation store. They bring you to the PlayStation screen, like check out. It's hard to do that shit just by randomly pressing buttons. Like there's multiple like keystrokes and things he's gonna make. So that's where that's coming from. And then they also had really shady return policies. Like I'm sure you guys have seen this before, like the news stories where somebody will spend like $5,000 on their mom's Apple account by like getting apps and shit like that. But Apple will almost always refund them, especially if it seems like out of the ordinary. But Epic had like multiple instances where they just wouldn't refund them, or they would make it extremely difficult to get refunds. That wasn't necessarily in their refund policy. And then like on top of that, like people internally like 4 or 5 years ago were also kind of like sounding the alarm that like, hey, this is kind of fucked up. I don't know if those people still work with Epic, but all around kind of a crazy like business video game news kind of coming out this week for Epic Games with these massive charges.
Yeah, I'm sure the Epic CEOs are absolutely furious with their legal team.
Yeah, I was going to say, is it just Fortnite, or is there other games that Epic has that they are practicing these?
No, it just says related to Fortnite. It was just related to Fortnite.
Okay.
And it says here too.
Plenty of kids play that game, so.
Yeah, to go off of more what Noah was saying, it was basically like the Amazon one-tap buy right away and ship to your house type of thing. So it was like you didn't need a parent's approval to buy the purchase, like buy whatever the in-game item was. It would just auto buy it with the single click of the button. And apparently there was more than 1 million parental complaints about these
Jesus.
unwanted charges. And then making it more difficult to cancel the purchase of the game, they would bury the option at the bottom of the screen and require consumers to push and hold a button on their controllers to complete the cancellation. So, I mean, it was kind of, I guess that's kind of where the deception comes in.
There should never be one button press to buy something. There should always be are you sure you want to buy this? It
Like a
should be
confirm purchase
illegal to
screen or
have it be one
something.
button
Yeah.
pressed.
It's also like
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you
that's kinda
saved
nuts.
your like account on it already, like if you have your card on the account, then it's so easy to like accidentally do that. Because I always try to like
Yeah, that's
get
what
rid
it's
of my
for,
card every time
yeah.
I buy something. You know, it's like
Oh, really? I just leave that
Yeah.
shit up there.
I don't. I want to take it off. I don't trust it.
don't
Every
trust
single
it
Monday,
either,
it's
but-
a bank just. Oh yeah. Besides, we just lost all your information. By the way, to anybody,
Oh, yeah.
anybody could get it now.
Oh yeah, I don't ever leave like debit card up there. I always use my credit card. That's like always, by the way, like if you are using your debit card on things for like online purchases, like particularly like saved platforms, like companies leak that shit all the time, or not leak it. I was just say they get hacked, and that information gets leaked. So that's why you always put a credit card on there, so you know you can like freeze the accounts and whatnot, so you're not losing literally your entire savings. So.
Yeah, I remember I was looking at my credit card bills and I saw that somebody was like renting movies in Mexico on it, and so I went in like, yeah, probably not me. Gonna have to remove this card now. Guarantee that's what it's from. It's online
Oh,
purchases.
goodbye, Tusha.
Oh, we lost somebody.
Yeah, lost Tusha. I'm sure he'll hop back in, but yeah, I don't know, man. That's just kind of crazy. I don't know what's going to happen with that. Like, if there's any larger implications that has on like any other games they're developing. I know Epic's like a pretty massive corporation, but 525 million isn't, a few $1 million fine that is getting levied against them. It's
Yeah,
And I mean,
larger
it's
video
not
game
like they're
fines.
not already known for scummy practices. Like the whole trying to undercut other, well, especially Steam, but even other smaller platforms where they're like, oh, come to Epic and we'll pay you a certain amount of money to publish your game here a year earlier and then never sell it anywhere else. And then all these other people playing on the other platforms are screwed over if they don't use Epic. I think that's super scummy.
Yeah, it's questionable, but again, I don't necessarily think that's like
It's not illegal,
no-
but it's still scummy.
it's still, yeah, exactly. There's no, like, I don't think there's a darker motive at play there in terms of like
Yeah,
they're just trying to bring more people to the platform by getting exclusive games. PlayStation does the same thing. I know you have your gripes with that as well.
Yeah.
But that's how some of these smaller, like that's how PlayStation kind of became the primary gaming console over Xbox. Because remember the Xbox 360, that was like by far the most dominant out of it, like between that and the PS3. The way PlayStation 4 took over was, number one, having more players because those players wanted to play certain games that were exclusive to PlayStation. So
Yeah.
Again,
I'll
some
always
people need-
advocate
Hello?
for consumer first.
yeah,
Yeah, me
I
too.
agree with you 100%. All right, let's see if Tushas can get back in here.
Yeah, I definitely
So,
think
my
too
wife,
is
I just
Epic
kept-
Games is a growing platform.
Hold on, let's see if we can.
Yeah, let's.
Tusha, or it's a Tusha.
Hello?
Yeah.
What's up?
Hello.
All right, I'm back. I fixed the Wi-Fi, so everything should be smooth sailing for the rest of the podcast.
Welcome
all
back
good,
to the
man.
land of the living.
Hello.
Yeah, Tushas not at his normal spot right now. He's
Yes,
he's in a different place, so he's
as you can tell,
struggling
different
with-
setup, different camera, different mic, but we should be chilling for the rest of the podcast.
Cool. Yeah, I don't know how much more we can talk about how shitty that practice is by Epic Games, but yeah, I guess is there anything else you guys had to like cover? I got a few things on my end that I like just kind of saw in the news this week, but wanted to open it up to see if you guys have anything on your end.
I've just been playing games, so
We've been playing the shit out of Grounded, man. Like
Yeah,
we've all been playing it, but this guy,
Hell yeah.
like every time we hop into Discord to like, hey, yo, what do y'all play? He's like, I'm playing Grounded. Like, how many
I
hours
want
have
to
you played
review
that
it.
game? So far?
I don't know. I'd have to see, but it's been a very enjoyable experience. It's probably one of my most favorite survival crafting games so far.
Hell yeah.
I have
Did
50 hours in it.
did Vinny give you the rights to the server, Connor?
He did, yes.
Okay.
He has the keys.
I like how he says that. He did.
Yeah.
It is
First
mine.
mistake. It's mine now.
I know we're all going to come back onto the server, and there's like 15 bases.
Nah,
He's
you
like,
have no idea, man. The base is a fortress.
I love it. Can't wait to see it.
Everything's done for you. One more quest, and then the game's over.
It's a long game. I didn't expect it to. I thought we would do like 3 missions and be like, oh, that's the end of the game. But no, it's like a fully fleshed out campaign.
Curtis, you
Storyline.
said you beat it, right?
No, I didn't be grounded.
No, he hasn't even gotten like the first super chip yet, which is like one of the first 3 missions of the game.
I don't think we ever
I'm
did
pretty
that.
sure I did.
Yeah, I did. I got 3 of them.
Really? What?
Yeah.
Dude,
I
I
told
was
you
talking
guys-
to Connor last night.
Okay, look. If you guys aren't gonna play the game, I gotta beat it to review it. I gotta do it myself.
That's
Fine,
fair,
I'll
that's
do
fair.
it
Do it.
myself.
I knew exactly where you're going with that, but I don't know, man. I felt like I know you were saying like when we were playing, we were kind of just stuck in one corner of the map, and I just felt like anytime we would try to go further than that, we would just get our ass beat by whatever was over there. Like wolf spider just kind of jumps down on us, and
I think I
Wrecks our
realized
shit.
what your issue is with these types of games is you like get stuck on the challenge and you think that the challenge is like the lowest bar, so anything beyond that's way too difficult. It's the Elden Ring thing all over again, where you get your ass beat by
Oh
the
my
tree
gosh.
sentinel, and then you're like, oh my god, is this the first enemy? Like the tree sentinel's like up in the 90 percentile type difficulty, and you're thinking it's like the most basic enemy of the game. It's the same thing with Grounded. Like the spiders are meant to be like turn it into a survival horror game
yeah,
where you just have to avoid them at all costs at the beginning, and then you have to explore other locations, and you come back with better gear and you kick their ass.
no, yeah, that makes sense. I don't know. I also felt like we never spent I never got like more than 2 hours at a time at the game. So like
Yeah,
by
the
time,
problem
you
is
you kind of
the developers expect you to do the missions, and that's how you get better gear right
Yeah.
away, like
Okay.
better blueprints and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
because we never did that, we were stuck like doing basic shit.
I know we were just like playing it like Minecraft, and we were just like building shit and just kind of collecting more stuff, and
Yeah,
You gotta kill the
playing it more
ladybugs.
like just a. I know, right?
actually, the ladybug armor carried me hard. Once you're
So-
able to upgrade the armor, the ladybug armor is like one of the best
Oh, hell yeah.
low tier armors.
Maybe we should have killed the ladybugs, Tusha.
I mean, we tried, dude. They're tough.
Like the orb weaver spiders, Tusha.
Yeah, yeah.
I can kill like 6 of those in a row
You shut up. You cannot.
at once.
That's
Yes.
insane. Just because of the armor, the ladybug armor.
Well, yeah, and the weapons I have.
Oh, okay. I see. You
And
dude's
there's like
decked out already.
mutations. I love the mutations and stuff because they kind of like reward you for playing the game a certain way. Like if you use the spears a lot, you get like a javeliner mutation where you like when you throw the spear, it does a ton of damage. So like if I throw the spear at like one of those spiders like 3 times, I kill him. That's like
That's nuts.
why I like the game so much is like there's a bunch of different factors coming together to make it enjoyable. It's not like, oh, it's a base building game or oh, it's a survival game. It's like all these things meshed into one as well as a good storyline. And a review of it will be coming soon.
Yeah,
Hell
I know.
yeah.
It's one of those
I'm
one of
hyped
those
for it.
games that we're always like talking about playing, and then we never actually sit down and play it for a long time.
Yeah.
But Connor's been kind of carrying the load there, so we're excited to release something around that in the coming weeks. So
Just something I noticed, by the way, Tusha, you might be lagging a little bit, so your responses might be like in between when we answer stuff. Just so you know.
Yeah, I can tell because you guys say something like 3 seconds after I say something. So I'm not sure how
okay.
this is gonna
No, it's
come across in the actual like exporting, but hopefully we can figure out a way to make it seamless for you guys.
It should be fine. Let's just have it where let's just like monologue for a while. Let's not have too much of the back and forth. Otherwise, Tushar will get mixed in with everybody.
Yeah.
Just for the sake of everybody watching.
Yeah, don't want everybody talking over each other. So, cool. I guess one of the other things, not necessarily directly related to gaming, but I think like in the larger like nerd fandom universe, like one of the biggest stories going on right now is just what the fuck is going on with the DC cinematic universe.
Oh
I feel like
my
every
God.
time we have a podcast, another one bites the dust every single time. And this week it was Black Adam. Well, it got released on HBO Max, but The Rock has like unfollowed DC, unfollowed the Black Adam account. So I don't know.
Yeah, what
man.
was that
do you-
for? Was it because Black Adam wasn't a super big success as they thought it might have been, or
They're just killing everything. They're just
Yeah.
killing all their projects, I think.
oh, maybe he was set up to do another movie and they said no.
Yeah, he was supposed to have Black Adam too, because that was the whole Henry Cavill thing. Is at the end of the movie, like the big showdown in Black Adam 2 is supposed to be Black Adam versus Superman.
Dude, that actually pisses me off. Okay, so they actually start bringing it back from the garbage that was the Justice League like series that they were going for, and then we're like, oh, Black Adam, it's actually a passable movie. It's gonna be a good DC universe. Oh, Henry Cavill's back.
Mhm.
They come in, yeah, no, none of that's happening. We're just gonna go back. We're gonna keep Amber Heard in there. We're gonna keep
Oh my
everybody's
God.
garbage. Ezra Miller's in there. We're
Well,
gonna,
I think Jason Momoa is out too.
the
So
only good Aquaman I've ever seen.
I heard that they're gonna bring back
I don't know
Jason
how this is going to
Momoa.
go.
I heard that they're gonna bring back Jason Momoa, but
Superman.
not as Aquaman, as Lobo. So I
Oh,
want
I
to
did
hear what
hear
you guys
that.
think about that. Yeah.
I feel like it's going to be weird, man. I don't know.
That could work.
I'm just kind of waiting. I'm just kind of waiting for half these actors to go to Marvel just to say fuck you to DC and
Yeah.
just kind of give them the ultimate middle finger. I don't know.
Henry
It's
Cavill.
hard to
in
like bring the
MCU, let's see it
same.
happen.
I know. Well, now he's in Warhammer. Like that's the.
Oh yeah.
That's his new pet project, but.
It's been funny actually. Now that Henry Cavill's going to Warhammer, my brother is a big MCU fan. Now he's
No
interested
way.
in Warhammer stuff too. Yeah. He's been asking me all about like the lore of Warhammer, which I know a little bit about, but not as much as I know about and the MC and DC.
mhm.
Yeah, DC Universe definitely. I don't know if James Gunn is really going to make anything any different. But, I mean, I just watched Black Adam as it was put on HBO, and I thought it was kind of trash.
Okay,
To be honest.
Okay, the problem is
It's
if you're
one of the
gonna come
better
out-
DC movies.
If you're gonna come out guns blazing and like try and burn bridges like he's doing right now by kicking Cavill out, why don't you make a good movie first?
Right. It's like you're not providing a solid alternative or like a solid vision. You're just basically saying, I want to wipe the slate clean because I think my version's right. And you don't even have a solid plan forward. Like, yeah, I'm not saying there's no way he can bring, Henry Cavill and all these guys back, but it just doesn't seem like that's happening. Like, kind of seems like everyone's just kind of pissed at him. So I'm sure Wonder Woman's going to be on the way out because I know they're supposed to do another movie there too.
You think he'll cut Gal Gadot?
Yeah, I think everybody's gone.
Yeah,
I
she's
think they're
cut. She's
restarting.
definitely cut.
Except Ezra Miller apparently is the one person they're not willing to cut.
He's going to
Have
be
they
in
officially
prison.
canceled that movie yet?
That's because his movie's been in production for so long that they just can't recast him as of now. Like obviously
Dude,
Flash 2 is still gonna come out. But
Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, I was just saying that Flash 2 is
Honestly,
gonna come
what
out
they
next
should
year.
do-
And it's gonna happen,
What they should do is just like do a terrible green screen Photoshop of his face in all the scenes with like the CW show Grant Gustin.
Dude, I mean, when you like they scrapped the entire Catwoman movie. It was like fully made, and they just decided, nope, fuck it, we're not releasing it. But they're willing to stick around with Ezra Miller, who hasn't done any. Who's facing
He's
26
such a
years in
terrible
prison.
Flash.
Well, it's not even that. He's facing 26 years in prison.
Yeah, dude's a terrible
Reverse
person.
Flash. It was me, Barry.
It was me.
I assaulted all those people in Hawaii so you would go to prison.
Oh my god.
It's just like such a stark difference from the MCU. Even though the MCU is like, not in everyone's favorite direction right now, it's just showing you like bad MCU is still far better than what DC has going for it, which is, I don't know, disappointing because I feel like everybody was kind of excited after Black Adam to see Henry Cavill back on this Henry Cavill back on the screen, and now they're just trashing all that shit. So I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked
Yeah,
that they
and especially with
get him
Henry.
back just to fire him again. It's like, dude, come on. You can't get my hopes up like that and just let it crash and burn. It's messed up.
Especially that with The Witcher too, man. I was so looking forward to The Witcher, and I guess his morals didn't line up with how they were going to write it, and that sent him off. And I felt like he was going to spend time focusing on Superman, and then that got shoved in his ass. So sucks, man.
Interesting analogy, but all right. Yeah, no, it's just disappointing. Like you hear the one small good piece of news about DC, and then it just goes up in flames.
I don't know, man. Maybe in 15 years' time, we'll all be, looking back on this, and it's like the worst opinion ever because James Gunn builds the best DCU, the like DC cinematic universe
Yeah, I doubt
that's
it.
ever been. But I have such low confidence in that shit
Yeah.
because everyone's just kind of irritated with them.
Because I mean, you saw even with the Guardians of the Galaxy that it didn't like improve too drastically over the couple of movies. So how are they going to do that with DC? I feel like this is going to be content drought city.
Well, I guess we'll see with Guardians of the Galaxy 3 because I feel like both Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2, like 1 was really good, 2 was pretty good. It was always, I wouldn't say it was like, top echelon of MCU movies, but I guess we'll see with Guardians of the Galaxy 3 to see kind of how it closes out. And that's supposed to come out like what, mid 2023?
Yeah, something like that.
I think so. I feel like it kind of got carried because it was the beginnings of Infinity War.
Yeah.
So, like we
That's fair
look
enough.
back on it with really like rose-tinted glasses because of what it started.
I mean, the first one was good. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, it still holds up. I would say that, like, I agree on the second one, where, like, I don't think the second one just felt disjointed from the rest of the show, or like, not the rest of the show, the rest of the like movies as a whole. But is what it is. We'll see.
Yeah, the
See
first
if
one's
James
always
Gunn
going to be
can do the actual.
yeah, the first one's always going to be a top tier MCU movie for me. I feel like it can stand out on its own, not even being connected to the MCU universe. It's just like a story about people in space, and like it could just be a whole separate thing, and it still holds up. It's still one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that one.
Just wait until they cast Nicolas Cage as the new Superman.
Can you imagine?
He was actually
He's
supposed
gotta
to be
be Ghost-
Superman.
Right?
Yeah,
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, Tim Burton that cast him as Superman in like a scrap Superman movie. Like there's like like leaked images of him in like the Superman suit with like long black hair. I mean, he didn't look too bad as Superman, but I just think it's super fucking funny. Nick Cage
I
as
didn't
know-
Superman. It's
You know
just something
what
you
that
would
makes me
never
think
see.
of?
But
You know what that makes me think of? When's the next Superman game gonna come out? We need
When's
a
the
good
last one that came
Superman
out?
game. Well, there were a
Game.
few, but they were like old.
That's what I'm saying. Like, when's the last one that came out?
I don't know, 20 years ago.
I don't know. I gotta look that shit up now. Hold on.
holy
Did
shit.
you guys ever see that? There was like a Unity type engine. What are they called? And they put. It's when they like screen test their new Unity engines for game development. And somebody like modded in Superman flying through a city, and it looked amazing. I feel like that'd be such a cool game.
I saw that. It looked freaking dope.
Yeah, the last game was in
I also
2006.
think they should make
so,
a Flash game.
Yeah, that'd be pretty hard though. It'd have to be like
Yeah.
it couldn't be too open world. because like you're
'Cause I feel like his
from one
his
end
power
of the map
set
to
is
the other
just
in
so
like 2
interesting.
seconds.
Right. His power set is just so interesting. So I feel like making a game around like slow mo and super speed would be really dope. But it would be hard for sure. But it'd be really dope.
I don't know, man. Just got to do better than the Marvel Avengers game because I thought that game was gonna be so good, and it wasn't. It was
That's
really
sad,
bad.
bro.
Did you guys play the Guardians of the Galaxy game?
I did not
Mhm.
touch that thing with a 10-foot pole. I had
I heard-
no
I
interest
heard
in
it
Not
was good.
bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know
What's
if
with
the
them
Avengers.
using like bargain bin versions of the character designs in the games? Is that a
I don't
copyright
know.
thing?
What?
They use like alternate looking versions of the characters. They look like the supermarket bargain bin versions of their characters. Like in remember like how they made Captain America look in the Avengers game or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
where they look
it'd
super
be so
weird.
cool if they could have the actual like canon actors do the video game voiceovers. Now I know that'd be expensive as all hell, but it would just like really help those games along in terms of
Yeah, they
like.
just pay to have their likeness, so it doesn't look like some weird person playing as Captain America.
Well, but at the same time, if somebody looking like Chris Evans shows up and then it sounds like not Chris Evans, you'd be like, "What the fuck,
True.
man? Like this doesn't
True,
work."
true.
So it's either all or none. I feel like you can't. You either get their likeness and you get the voice act, or you don't do any of that.
They're like
But
they're like
agree.
AI generated versions of their characters.
Yeah.
Any other stories out there floating about right now?
I guess the one other thing that I was excited about was the new Jedi Survivor game off the Jedi Fallen Order. I don't know if we talked about that one last week. I know we covered it in one of the newsletters, but we've at least talked about it as just like a friend group. But I don't know, man. That's probably one of my top games I'm excited for, along with the Hogwarts Legacy game. Like those are my two favorite games that are coming up in the next quarter. I think, that are single player games. But I don't know if you guys have any that you're looking forward to.
After that teaser trailer too, where they show the broom mechanics and the flight, and showing a little bit of like the crafting and everything, I think the game's definitely headed in a very good direction, and I think it's going to turn out to be something pretty cool.
Is it supposed to be multiplayer? I haven't looked that far into it. Or is it supposed to just be single player?
I can take a look here.
I'm not too sure actually. I actually pre-ordered that game
I know
for
they've been pretty cagey about it.
Emily because she got a PS5 for Christmas. So I pre-ordered that game and
Oh,
hopefully,
shit.
I mean, hopefully she'll like it. She's a big Harry Potter fan, so
It says it does not have any multiplayer.
Okay. I mean, that's
Oh,
that's
okay.
fine. I'm not
Single player?
upset about it. Yeah, again, I'm totally fine with single player games. So
No, but the game looks like it's going to be really fun.
yeah, as long as it's got like, I feel like the bar for like a single player game is like a good 40 to 50 hours of playtime is like enough to make it worth $60. I don't know about you guys.
Well, I mean,
but-
God of War is about 25 to 30 hours for the
yeah,
single
that's just
player
if you play
campaign.
straight through the campaign.
Yeah, a side quest gets you up to about 50. But I
Yeah,
mean,
exactly.
I just finished Ragnarok the other night.
Yeah, I haven't
hell
finished it yet. I'm not.
Definitely a twist of an ending. I'll tell
Okay.
you that much.
I'm so far behind in that game. Like, I just
You'll love it.
like I haven't had time to, like, when I play that game, I want to sit down for like 6 to 8 hours and just get immersed in it. But I just haven't had the time like over the last
Yeah,
few weeks. But,
I've got about 32 hours in it so far,
Okay.
but
hell yeah.
definitely worth it. There's a couple boss fights I want to go back and do now, but I think you'll enjoy it anyway. Yeah, otherwise not too much going on. We got a fall release for Spider-Man 2 coming out. I think that's going to be really cool.
I'm
So
hype.
fall-
I'm so hype.
fall 2023,
for what?
Spider-Man 2.
Like,
So was
like
Morales
the Peter, like the
was
Peter
Spider-Man
Parker.
Morales a
version of Spider-Man?
DLC and not a sequel?
No,
I mean, I feel like
Miles
they're two
Morales was
separate
its own
games.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now Spider-Man 2 brings both of them together.
Oh shit!
Oh.
So you're basically, it's like Spider-Man 1, but you're fighting with Miles Morales.
I'm down
so
for that.
Peter is back in it, and they got a bunch of new enemies that they're fighting. The teaser trailer actually looked pretty cool too with the combat and everything. But that looks like it's going to be a pretty cool game. And I know Miles Morales wasn't the biggest. It's more of like a DLC that was not a completed game. From my eyes, I personally did not like it, but I think it's going to be cool to have that in Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, don't at me until I can play as Tobey Maguire.
I don't know. That first Spider-Man game was so good. Like,
oh yeah, I love it. 100% did it.
I've played. Yeah, I 100% it as well. Like, I completed every side mission. It's just so much fun. Just kind of like swinging through the streets. Like, I played it through twice and 100% it once. So, no, the combat in that game is so good. Like,
Yeah, now
so
imagine
well.
a Superman game where you get to fly through the streets instead.
I know, that's what I was. When you said the game for Superman, that's immediately what I thought of, is like DC's version of the Amazing Spider-Man.
Do you
Like, the
imagine
video game.
it's just like kind of open world, kind of like those Spider-Man games, and somebody's doing like a random bank robbery, and all of a sudden you just like boom, slam down into the ground. You just like have to apprehend all of them. That'd be so cool.
Yeah, I think like
Badass.
the opportunity was like the Superman game is like the more cosmic level type things, as opposed to just like Spider-Man is very much like, neighborhood Spider-Man type shit, which is like what the character's built off of. But Superman, you gotta amp the game up a little bit, because if you have him going and fighting crime bosses, because he'll just beat the shit
You
out
can
of
fight
them.
Jason Momoa Lobo.
Actually, in Spider-Man 2, they teased Venom as like a villain, so I'm really excited about that.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah, they had
Yeah.
the reveal trailer from last year, but it kind of shows Venom as like the. I don't know if he's going to be the main antagonist in this, or if he's going to help him out a little bit. But
Is it Tom
kind of
Hardy?
curious how they're gonna. Yeah,
No,
No,
no.
no, it's not.
I think he's a good Venom. Actually, I think he's not too bad.
I think the Venom movies are kind of booty cheeks. Not gonna lie.
I
The
thought
first one was all
good.
right. The first one was all right. The second,
Yeah, I
I
heard
still
the
haven't seen
first
the
one.
second one. I still haven't seen the second one.
Venom, Let There Be Mid.
I don't know. I feel like it's just so cheesy. Like Venom's supposed to be this menacing like symbiote thing. They made him like a goofball. It's like, bro, what the hell is that?
It's kind of his
I don't know.
character, but yeah, no. In a movie setting, he should be like horrifying.
Yeah.
Going back to the Harry Potter and Star Wars. What was this new Star Wars game called?
Jedi Survivor.
I haven't played a Star Wars game in forever. The last one I
Did you
played was
You'd like Jedi Fallen Order. It was actually like somewhat challenging if you play it like the slightly above normal difficulty.
Did you ever play Force Unleashed?
I feel like I did. I played so many Star Wars games, man. I can't keep them all straight.
That was the last Star Wars game I played, and that came out a while ago.
Yeah,
It was-
and
it
the
was
Fallen
fun,
Order was
though.
just on sale for like, I think it was like $4.
No way. On PC?
You know what?
But yeah,
I think it was. Yeah.
What?
'Cause
I put
that's
it in
when
the
they were
newsletter.
promoting-
yeah, I put it in the newsletter.
I might get it then, because that sounds like a great deal. Is it
That's
still
not on sale
not
anymore.
sale?
You lost.
Fuck. That sucks.
Take that L.
Yeah.
Take that L. As you
I mean,
lose,
that was
baby.
like their big promotion. That was like part of their promotional campaign for the trailer for the second one, was that they put the first game on sale to catch people up that didn't play it yet. But no, if you haven't played through that first one, like it's a good playthrough if you got some time.
You know what a really good take is? First Battlefront games, those original ones, top 10 games of all time.
Battlefront.
Yep, the original
They're okay.
Battlefront Star Wars games.
They're okay.
Nah, top games of all time. You
Like
cannot
which
convince
one?
me otherwise.
Like which ones? Not the new ones, right?
No, not the new ones, the old ones.
Oh, the old ones? I thought you were talking about the new ones. You got me
Yes.
messed up.
Oh,
I
the
see, I
original
see.
Battlefront.
Yeah,
Those
no,
games
those are fun.
were
Those
fun.
are definitely fun.
Yeah.
I remember that. I don't even remember when those came out, but I was young when I played them. So maybe I'm
You're like-
looking at them from that
Nostalgia
classic
point of view.
perspective.
Yeah.
But I had so much fun playing that game.
2004 they came out.
Damn,
Sheesh.
we were like 5 and 6 at the time. Holy crap.
Yeah. 2004 and 2005.
I don't even think you could play as like force users for half the time. You just had to play as stormtroopers who died in like 2 hits, but it was really fun still. Or clone troopers.
The immersion, man. Get to be one of the billions of stormtroopers.
That's the feeling I get with Chivalry. It's like you don't have to be some important, like, all-powerful character to have fun in a game. Sometimes you just have to press a button to shoot at people and get shot and die, and it's fun.
Yeah. Nah, man, when I get 100 takedowns in Chivalry, I feel like the fucking main character, bro. Even when
It's
I
hard
lose.
because you're weak. You're not supposed to like win a lot.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, Connor, have you seen the reveal trailer for Spider-Man 2?
I'm not a big Spider-Man game guy. I played some of the original ones, but I
Have you seen it,
now?
Noah?
I have not, but I'm excited now. I didn't. When did that come
I
out?
mean, it came out last year. I mean, I can pop it up quick if you want to watch it. It's 1:30.
Nah, we can. I can watch it after this.
Okay.
So, like, I don't know what we can and can't play on here, so I don't want to.
Oh,
True.
fair enough.
I
Fair
don't
enough.
want to get in any copyright troubles
Yeah.
off the rip in the first month of this podcast. So, no, I'll watch it after this. I did not catch that when it came out a year ago. I feel
I
like
need like a copyright alarm, like a nuclear siren that goes off.
Just like the dumbass button.
Yeah. Dumbass alert. Dumbass alert.
That's alert. Dude. But I feel like they need to release an updated trailer if like it's 2 years. I'm just like so used to games getting delayed. Like if they haven't said shit in a year, I'm like, there's no way that thing's coming out.
Yeah, and speaking of delayed, Hogwarts Legacy is delayed for the latest gen not latest, the previous gen consoles and Switch, but it's
I don't
not
care
delayed
about
for
that.
new gen and PC. So, I mean,
I
now
mean-
that you got a PS5, it doesn't matter.
I know, but I like
It's just
a
probably
month
like
and a half ago.
probably just I was gonna say it's probably just like a optimization issue that they have to do for the older gens. Because obviously they're gonna make it for the new gens and it's gonna be easy to release, but
Yeah,
that's probably just what it is.
It already got delayed a ton, didn't it?
It's
Yeah.
supposed to come out this year. Like, what was it supposed to be? Like, it's supposed to be
Holiday?
Q4 this year. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like it's supposed to come out like last month, I think.
Yeah,
it was
hot
like-
take. It's probably going to come out. It's going to be steaming garbage.
I don't know. It looks pretty good.
Anything that's
really
got
hope
delays
not.
like that, as much as I hate to say it, because that's what you want. You want them to delay the game to actually finish it. I feel like if they're delaying it, it means the CEOs thought it was going to be done. It's definitely not going to be done, even by that short delay that they did.
So,
what studio's doing that game again?
It's Warner Bros, right?
I think so.
You'd think, but I didn't know what like game studio is it? Because Warner Brothers isn't a game,
Oh,
game
yeah.
development studio.
Right.
Avalanche. Avalanche Software is developing it, and Warner Brothers Studios
What else have they
publishing
done?
it.
They do multiverses for Warner Bros. Too. Not a
Avalanche
good
Avalanche
sign.
so
Software.
That game died so fast.
I think we played that
It
game
just
like
did
twice.
not have any
and that's
flair
it.
whatsoever. Yeah.
I know.
It had no
I know
flair.
they're kicking the shit out of Tusha with it.
Which game?
Fuck you, bro.
Multiverses.
Dude, I literally suck ass at Smash Bros. And I hopped on multiverses with I think it was Lance, and me and Lance kicked the shit out of Tusha. I don't remember who else.
Bro,
Yeah, I was there too, unfortunately.
it was a
There's
Yeah.
the
round
original.
KO.
If you're gonna make a free game like that, you gotta have like cool characters that you can play right off the start. I just want to play Bugs Bunny, man. It kicks the shit out of people with like a big wooden hammer and like a carrot. But no,
Not
I gotta
happening,
play as
though.
some random dog that they made specifically for the game. Like, who wants to do that? Nobody.
Yeah, so Avalanche Software made the Just Cause series, which is actually
Okay.
pretty good. And they have Mad Max, The Rage 2. So they got some decent games behind them.
Just
Okay,
cause.
yeah.
I was gonna say I was like that's solid.
Wait, those
They're
Mad
built
Max
off of
games,
like
the Mad Max games were pretty good, I thought.
I've
yeah,
never
they
played
made
them,
the
so I wouldn't know.
2015 one, which is on PS4.
Same.
Oh,
I'm
Pretty cool.
Xbox
It
One,
had,
so-
it had pretty cool driving mechanics. Like you would drive to outposts, kind of like Shadow of Mordor type thing. That
Okay.
kind
Yeah.
of like you would go to strongholds with your car, and you'd be able to like throw explosive javelins at other cars that would like chase you around. Today is a good day.
That makes me more. That makes me even more excited for that game. Then, if they got a solid studio behind it, that's got like a good track record of making good games, like that makes me more excited for.
So, Connor, what do you think about 40,000 Dark Tide? A lot of
I
the
wanna play
reviews
it
say
still.
that
I
it's
still wanna
really
play
buggy
it.
so far and it's not finished.
Okay, well, the studio who does it, which is Fat Shark, kind of has a reputation, which is why I was somewhat expecting this kind of mixed review ordeal. They are very known for making really quality mechanics in their games, but leaving out a lot of important things. And Dark Tide looks like a really fun game. I was worried that they might not have the right amount of content and some missing key features. And it seems like that's what's happening, which is unfortunate. And hopefully they fix it for free and don't sell it as DLC like they did with Vermintide.
Yeah, because I mean, if you read a lot of the reviews and everything on it, people are just calling it a unfinished mess that's full of bugs and unoptimized and all this other shit. So I mean, it was really, I thought it was pretty hyped up before coming out, especially with their teaser trailers. They looked really fun. But I think most people that are familiar with the franchise kind of come to value what the game is built around and don't, just shit on the game for its bugs and everything. So I think that's kind of where you're coming from. So, I mean, there's people that accept the game, that it's a good game for what it is, but it's not finished. And I think it came out a little early.
Yeah, that's been the key trend for a long time now. It's that the expectations of the publisher are not the same as the people actually creating the game. Because obviously they're looking for money, and how do you make money? You release it as soon as possible so that people can buy it as soon as possible. And the problem is that results in unfinished games. It's just how it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just become more and more prevalent, man. I feel like this is like something we talk about every single week, but like,
Yep.
I feel like in every game category, that's been happening more and more. Like 3 years ago, like you guys wouldn't know about this because you guys don't play really sports games at all, but like NBA 2K progressively got worse, like multiple years on end. And I know everyone's like trope about those types of games, like the same game every single year. Somehow they've made it fucking worse, like 3 years in a row, which I don't understand. So I don't know, man. There's like so many good games that come out every year, but then there's just like those probably like 3 to 5 that are highly anticipated that just disappoint so fucking badly. And particularly like in the last like 3 to 4 months, I feel like it's been chock full of them. So
Yeah.
At least Elden Ring and God of War Ragnarok lived up to the expectations.
yeah. I was gonna
Yeah,
say, I was like,
definitely.
those are like probably the 2 biggest games this year that delivered on the promises that were kind of set out. So they got Game of the Year. They got Game of the Year nominations, and Elden Ring obviously won. But I'm waiting for the year where Modern Warfare actually shows up on there, and it actually fucking deserves it. Like I'm sure they were nominated this year, and it was probably similar to that Thor: Love and Thunder getting nominated, like submitted for the Oscars, and everyone's just sitting there fucking laughing at them for even submitting it. But
They need
Yeah,
to have like
that's what
a most bugs category. There needs to be. There's got to be like a reverse Game Awards, right?
Most
Like
I'm sure
the
someone
shit
makes
awards,
that.
the shit game awards.
We should make that actually.
The
The AFK
sarcasm.
show Game Awards.
Sarcasm Awards.
we should make most disappointing game of the year award.
Dude, L awards. It's the L awards, dude.
The L
The
Awards.
L Awards, yes.
Most L's taken in the
Yes.
year.
The L Awards. I love that, dude.
All right, we're definitely doing that in the next few months. We're gonna have to
Yeah.
compile our list.
Definitely. That's
Most
that's amazing.
bugs, most shit game release. Worst multiplayer experience.
If I just look it up here, it's I mean, on a website too, it's got like the table of contents, but it says the top 15 most disappointing games released in recent history, and it says Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is one of the worst games.
What?
Really?
Which I don't agree with that one, but
Hold
then they
on,
have
hold on.
check
Is this a IGN type
Yeah,
review?
what site?
Hold on, I need to go check
What is
Steam.
this?
what is this? I don't
I
even
need
know
to go
what
check
site
Steam.
this
'Cause I
is.
swear to God, I had a good
KeenGamer.com.
time playing Jedi Fallen
No,
Order,
this has
man.
got to be. No, this is a Cuphead. This is a Cuphead, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
The reviewer who couldn't beat the Cuphead tutorial and gave it a shit review.
Yeah.
Dude, there's 90,000 reviews on Jedi Fallen Order, and it's very positive.
I know,
I know it's not like a perfect thing looking at the Steam reviews, but like
Okay.
they're directionally correct.
This
Here's
article has to be a
GameRant.com.
reviewer who cannot play hard games.
It's not even a hard game. If I like
For
it, it's
them,
not a hard
is.
game.
Trust me, for them, it is.
Okay, hold on. I got a new one here. So it's the top 10 most disappointing games of 2022 from Game Rant, and I don't know what these games are.
Oh,
But Diablo-
Elden Ring. I couldn't get past the Tree Sentinel.
Hey man,
Diablo
that's why I
Immortal.
didn't write a review on Elden Ring. I'm fully well aware that I was shit at that game, and I wasn't touching it with a 10-foot pole. I'm not the guy that's gonna play 20 minutes, say it's shit, like, and actually like put that out into the world and publish it
Yeah,
and
no,
put my name
that's
on
what
it.
they do, though. It's crazy. It's like when you have a little bit of adversity, and then it's like, oh, bad game. Such a bad take.
Yeah, so Diablo Immortal is one of the most disappointing games of the year.
That I agree with.
Yes.
Me too. Overwatch 2,
Okay.
Yes.
That's another good
definitely
one.
agree with that one. Saints Row, dude, I was really excited for that, and that definitely was not even close to what the hype was going to be for it. Because Saints Row itself is a pretty fun game. I don't know if you guys have played it at all, but
I've
never
seen
played it,
I've
no.
played a little bit. I never.
it's
Never
like a
played it.
GTA style game that's like uncensored even more, I guess.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay. Keep
but-
going through this.
It's pretty fun, but there's a couple other ones on here. I don't know what they are, but Gotham Knights,
Okay, that was a
Yeah,
Yeah, I
disappointing
heard
game.
that was
Ghostwire Tokyo.
Dude, it's already on sale for half off. It came out like a month ago.
Yeah, tell me. I'll buy it when you pay me to buy it. I love that.
Yeah, exactly.
Ghostwire Tokyo was one of the other ones.
Never heard of it.
Okay.
Crossfire X. Never heard of that game.
Never
to
heard of
be
that
honest.
Is it like a BMX game or something?
Don't know what that is.
Sounds
No.
like it.
It's like a CS:GO style.
Okay, you should never try to remake CS:GO. You know,
Ooh.
dude, you'd
Rainbow
never put
Six
that lightning back in a
Extraction.
Bottle.
It's another one.
Which one?
Rainbow Six Extraction. Never even heard of the new
They
one.
made another Rainbow Six game.
Guess so.
Oh, it's got
Okay.
that's got to be a totally different company. I don't think they would change the name from Rainbow Siege 6 to something else.
I don't know, man.
That sounds like we're gonna name it
But
close
you-
to somebody else's game so that it gets their fans to buy it.
Was it? Is it Tom Clancy's still?
No.
Oh, okay, then yeah, that's
Let me
horseshit.
see here.
Yeah, it's the bargain bin. Hope Grandma doesn't realize the name is slightly different to buy it for Christmas.
No, it was still
Tom
Ubisoft.
Hess,
Um,
Rainbow Six Extraction.
Yeah.
That would be something Tom would buy and think that it's the real thing. But
It was like a Ubisoft subversion that they wanted to be more successful.
wait, so we got to get back to this. Was Jedi Fallen Order on that list from Game Rant?
No, it was not. I don't
It
know
was
why
less,
that
really.
was on there.
Yeah.
What list was
What?
that on?
Keen Gamer, and this is just recent memory. This one article was
Oh, okay, so it's just some like random person that.
yeah,
Okay, I was gonna say I'm like at this.
because there's
came from, like, a
actually some
major
pretty
news
good
site.
games on here,
I was gonna. They've got like a bunch of good games on there. You said.
and the disappointing games.
Yeah.
They have The Last of Us 2 on here, Jedi Fallen Order,
Last of Us 2
Batman
is-
Arkham Knight. Yeah,
Last of
Batman
Us
Arkham
2
Knight I thought
was-
was good.
Was kind of
Underwhelming.
I know that Arkham Knight was lesser in some people's minds than City and Arkham Asylum, so I get where they're coming from. Maybe they're thinking of it in the genre rather than is this a good game or not. Like, was it worse than the games that came before it. That's what they're thinking.
Mhm.
Which
Yeah,
maybe.
maybe.
But it seems
No,
like it's a good game in its own right.
It's a good game in its own right. I don't know how you say that's a bad game. Like, I don't know what your expectations would have been, because it's like, it's not following like any major character that you would know from the primary Star Wars universe. So like, that's usually where I feel like the expectations come in, is like, I'm expecting some type of story. I'm expecting the characters to play some sort of role that I recognize. But it's like a brand new character that's never been introduced in like at least the canon version of Star Wars, or even like a side of the Star Wars canon or Star Wars story that's ever been shot in canon.
Do you get to pull down a Star Destroyer in it?
No, you do not.
Oh, and Force Unleashed, dude. You don't even know, man. Oh, you guys made me just remember something. In the Force Unleashed, at the very end of the game, you have to like pull a Star Destroyer out of space down to Earth. And
Jeez.
you know a quick time event, right? Like, kind of like in Mario Party, where you got to mash a button really quick.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you had to do it with like the joysticks, and you had to like spin them really, really. I couldn't do it. It was impossible. I kid you not. It took me like 3 days to do it.
3 days?
Of getting on, trying it. Yes, I would try it for like an hour, and it's like not possible. This is not possible. It's not doable. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was my controller or something. It was so difficult, and then I finally got it after like multiple days of trying. I literally thought it was impossible. I thought you were supposed to lose it.
That's hilarious.
I'm telling you right now, I would have rage with that for
The first 2 deaths, he would have been like, "Yeah, fuck this."
not first 2 deaths. I would say like the first, like
Come on.
after 3 hours of sitting there and just like rotating the joysticks, I'd be like, okay, yeah, fuck this, I'm done.
I was like trying different like ways of doing it with the controller, like in Mario Party, where you'd go like like
Yeah,
you're trying to start a
exactly,
fire.
Yeah.
Probably was my controller. My controller's probably busted or something.
Probably, though. I'm sure it cannot be that hard.
It was hard though. I remember it. It was difficult. Oh, that's a good one to bring up. Does anybody remember like their most difficult time getting through something in a video game? With Noah's being the tree sentinel, obviously.
Well, I can't even say it was the most difficult because I never got through it. So
Yeah.
Most difficult time.
Like most difficult boss, most
Getting
difficult,
plat in League of
puzzle.
Legends.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
you're
not
so
talking
sorry.
about depressing. We're talking about difficult.
I feel like the final boss fight in the original God of War, like the Queen Valkyrie, like when you play slightly above like the normal difficulty, is probably like up there on like the ones I can recall that's coming to mind for this. I'm sure there's more difficult ones that I faced, but it took me like probably a good like 15 to 20.
I saw
Lives
the
defensive.
God of War, like you know how it goes up to God of War difficulty.
Oh, I don't fuck with
That was
I don't
impossible.
It's
That
like-
was, it wasn't fair at all. Like
You
it wasn't
can't,
even like
you can't
fun.
survive. You can't get hit. Yes.
The newer one, the new God of War Ragnarok, that difficulty they really ramped it down and made it more interesting. But that original one was like everybody could one
Impossible.
shot you. Everything was like literally a mini boss.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Jesus.
I'd have to probably say the second last boss in Sekiro Shadows. I'm pretty sure it's the second, somewhere towards the end. But dude, that game is giving me shit the whole time.
Have you finally started playing it through?
Yeah,
Did
because
you
I was
find-
playing.
Go ahead.
Huh?
Sorry, I don't want to cut you off. Go ahead.
I mean, I've been playing it with my brother too, because I've been trying to help him get through stuff, and it's like, there's this one boss towards the end, and he's got this very long like pike, and you're getting attacked by him, and meanwhile you got like 3 shield men behind you with spears, and then you got archers on both sides, and they're all like attacking you all at once while you're trying to dodge and parry this guy's pike, and it's literally impossible. If you go
been out.
under
we can just
this,
give a Sekiro spoiler warning. You can say like the name of the boss stuff. Here, Sekiro
I
spoiler
don't
warning.
remember that.
If you haven't played the game yet or beaten it,
I don't remember the name of the boss. But yeah, that was a little bit ago, probably a couple of weeks ago. I was playing it with him, and we just could not get past it. Because I remember when we first started playing the game, Connor, we had a hard time getting through the first boss.
Yeah, did you you haven't fought the last boss yet? You haven't fought Ishin, right?
No.
Oh, yeah. Have fun, buddy. Have fun. He's probably one of the more difficult bosses I've ever faced.
Yeah, that game's pretty hard.
Yeah. Hesitation is defeat. No. That's easy.
Have you guys
that
played
line
that at
every
all?
time he kicks your ass.
No,
It's
I've
crazy.
never played that game.
Neither have I. I guess
It's
Tusha, what's your...
Now go
I
ahead.
guess off the
Tusha,
top of my
are
head,
you...
probably the last boss. in
Hades.
Hey, how'd you know? Because I still can't beat.
Dude, you
the
haven't
last
even
boss
beaten
in
him
Hades.
yet.
I know, bro. I haven't.
How
But
far did
also
you
I
get
have-
through it? How far did you get through it?
So I've gotten to the last boss 3 times, and all 3 times
I'm saying, how far did you get to
cannot-
him?
Oh, like halfway.
Okay.
So I mean, I've gotten.
Yeah, I've already gotten further than you.
I've gotten really. I also feel
I got him down to
because
like
playing the
a
PC,
third.
It's different than playing on the Switch. So maybe it's easier on the PC, but maybe I'm just
That's
overthinking too.
That's a good point. That's a good point. No, that's actually a huge call out because like it's so much easier to aim your like special abilities and shit like that on mouse and keyboard than it would have been on Switch, I can imagine, because like that's how I played that game, where I would just like get all the upgrades for my special, so I would just constantly spam that shit and it would do big chunks of health.
Definitely. Yeah, but I definitely want to beat it
So-
before Hades 2 comes out. So one of these days, man,
When is that coming
Yeah,
out
that's
again?
not going to happen.
When's that coming out again?
next year sometime.
Yeah, I was gonna say I got time for that shit, but
Tusha's not going to beat it,
though.
though.
Dude,
No,
I'm gonna
Tusha's-
beat it, bro. I'm gonna freaking beat it.
Tusha's 3 times longer into it, like in terms of like the amount of runs he's gone through. Oh
This guy's
my
talking
gosh.
shit.
Yeah, you're bad.
It's hard, bro. It's hard, man.
It's not that hard to
I
get
think
to
my-
Hades, though.
My favorite weapon is the gauntlets. That's my favorite weapons.
Oh, that's the worst weapon. Why are you
No, it's
using
the
that?
best. It's literally the best weapon.
No, it's not.
You walk up to it,
The
you freaking, and they're dead. That's
no,
it.
the rocket is definitely the best.
That one's OP.
It's OP as shit. It's so good.
Yeah,
And then the spear is the second one.
that's fair. I can see why you like those. They're pretty good.
Yeah. But yeah, we're almost at an hour already. Do you guys want to wrap it up?
Yeah, I think that's a good place to end it. Unless somebody else
Yeah,
has one final thing to
good.
say.
Not a whole lot going on, but just looking up on some new releases coming out. Just can't wait for those. But yeah, the Epic Games loss, that's huge. Kind of wondering how that's going to go for the platform.
Yeah.
I mean, they're already a pretty big platform, but I wonder if that's going to damage it in any way compared to Steam and the rest of them. But guess we'll see.
So many platforms. Yeah, for all of you that listen to the podcast but aren't subscribed to the newsletter, just hop on our websites. If you're watching on YouTube, links in the description. Follow us on our socials. We're getting more active on there. But appreciate you guys for listening, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Peace.
Peace.